winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Finish Line Express is now open at Cars Plus in Mighty. The state-of-the-art car wash is now open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
The deadline to sign the controversial Eagles Field lease has been extended after the governor makes a last-minute appeal to the Admiral. I'm Nestor Lecanto. We'll have details coming up.
The FBI is still investigating local school threats, all the more serious in the wake of deadly school shootings occurring across the nation. Bombs delegate chimes in with his stance on a gun reform debate. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with a report.
A family doctor accused of inappropriately touching a patient will now take the allegations filed against him to trial. I'm Julian Hernandez with more from the courtroom.
Half a day and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Thanks so much for starting your week here with us.
The administration was apparently buying time Friday when the governor's office said they had no update and no backup plan. It wasn't until early today officials confirming the deadline has been extended to sign the controversial Eagles Field lease after the governor made a last-minute appeal to the Admiral Friday.
She now has until April 30th to try and get a deal done for her preferred site for the billion-dollar medical campus. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The deadline came and went Friday with no word from Adelup on the status of the lease signing. The governor's office had repeatedly refused to say if it was seeking an extension of the April 14 deadline set by the Navy. As it turns out, they did, releasing copies today of letters to and from Admiral Nicholson, who approved an extension till the end of the month. The Admiral had said it wasn't up to him to grant one, but a spokesperson confirmed that, quote, upon the governor's request, the Assistant Secretary of the Navy delegated their authority to JRM to approve or deny the extension. Prompting all this was Attorney General Douglas Moylan's rejection of the 50-year deal, in part because of the lack of legislative involvement in the appropriation process. He also objected to giving up control of the hospital to the military during national emergencies, which he believes is inorganic.
That's a very standard lease provision in almost all of the federal leases that I'm aware of, and so it's nothing unusual. But the AG was concerned about, well, whose authority will that fall under? And federal laws say that, of course, it's the President of the United States. So we're just clarifying that part.
The Eagles Field site has also come under fire from the legislature's coalition majority, who want greater oversight of the billion-dollar project. The governor's office, though, has not consulted with lawmakers during the current review and doesn't plan to.
Leases signing has always been an executive authority. And so I have been just executing my executive authority in negotiations of leases, for any leases in the government that comes through my office. If the legislature wants some involvement, they certainly can create their plan. I've never heard a plan from the legislature about this hospital that we need to build, and so certainly that's within their authority. Their authority is appropriating and policy making.
A Joint Region Mariana spokesperson says Navy lawyers in Washington are reviewing the lease terms and will be meeting with local Navy and the governor's attorneys later this week. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
Meanwhile, Speaker Therese Terlahi says she only learned about the extension through the news media today. She says senators still need to know more about any lease changes. The legislature had passed 2 bills seeking direct involvement in the lease approval process and greater transparency in the planning. The governor vetoed both measures, and subsequent override attempts failed.
We had offered her, prior to our discussions on the override, to come down and discuss with us the parts of the lease that were missing, that the AG also cited that were not present in the document, such as the consideration and what would be the in-kind consideration. Those things are not in the document. So we still do not have the terms of the lease that were missing originally, and we are, so I've sent a letter. I'm going to send a letter this morning. I drafted one this before I came here. I'm sending one to invite her formally to come down.
The Speaker late today issued an invitation for the governor to meet next Tuesday morning at the Congress Hall to discuss her plans. Separately, Admiral Nicholson issuing a statement that offers support for a new hospital, but also remains firm that the land will not be returned if the lease is not signed. A group of original landowners has opposed the deal and is seeking the return of the federal property. The Admiral writing that a new civilian hospital is, quote, absolutely imperative, but he also added that the land will be repurposed for other military requirements if a lease agreement is not signed by April 30th.
Well, the investigation into recent violent threats to a local school remains in the hands of the FBI. The investigation's ongoing as there have been an alarming rate of mass shootings reported across the nation just this year. The vice president even taking aim at gun violence and joining Democrats as they are pushing for more controls to be implemented. Our Mitsuki Hirayama bringing us up to speed with those efforts and getting the Guam delegates' stance on the gun reform debate.
Enough is enough. That's what Vice President Kamala Harris told attendees during the National Action Network National Convention held in New York City Friday. Harris responding to recent gun violence occurring across the nation, saying the solution is to have reasonable gun safety laws at the state and the federal level. Here she is during an April 7th visit to Tennessee after a Republican-led House expelled 2 Democratic lawmakers for their part in protesting for gun control. The visit following the deadly school shooting in Nashville that left 6 dead, including 3 9-year-olds. VP Harris calling for more background checks, red flag laws, and a ban on assault weapons.
Let's not fall for the false choice, which suggests you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want reasonable gun safety laws. We can and should do both.
Closer to home, Guam's delegate James Moylan sharing his stance on gun reform.
I believe in the Second Amendment, right? And these issues have been coming up for quite some time, right? It's the property like a vehicle, like other weapons that are out there, right? It's about being a responsible person and taking care of the responsibilities to properly use whatever weapon that you have.
Moylan speaking with KUAM last Thursday, the same morning Guam police responded to a terroristic conduct complaint at St. Anthony Catholic School. When asked if he supports a ban on assault weapons, he says,
there are a lot of weapons of mass destruction. I mean, you can use a revolver, right? You can use any weapon for that purpose of doing harm, right? It could be a small millimeter or it could be a larger millimeter, right? But if it's used in the wrong purpose, whether how big the bullet is or how small the bullet is, it should not be. Every weapon is lethal.
Moylan echoing the arguments of his Republican contemporaries, shifting the focus to mental health and upholding the right to bear arms.
I think we have a lot of mental health issues that deal with because of the use of illegal drugs.
It's a stance that reflects a continued divide in Washington over how to address gun violence, which leaders are aware is now the #1 cause for death of children in the nation. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
A family doctor accused of sexually molesting a patient will fight the allegations in the presence of a Superior Court of Guam jury.
Dr. Ugochukwu Ukuma appearing back in court today. Julian Hernandez has the story.
Ready to have his day in court, Dr. Ugochukwu Ukuma walked out of a Superior Court of Guam courtroom Monday morning. The doctor facing 2 counts of 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct as a misdemeanor. He since denied the allegations. Chief Prosecutor Heather Zona telling Judge John Terlahi today they'll be ready.
It looks as though we're going to go to trial, so we're preparing for trial.
Ukuma, who is still active, is the family doctor of Hebsipa Family Medicine Clinic in Tumuning. The first sexual conduct complaint was lodged against him in November 2021 and another in February of last year.
Are you confident about your part as prosecutor in this trial case?
We always have to be confident, otherwise we can't bring our cases.
Based on your prosecution, you guys have enough evidence to work with your case on the trial, correct?
We always have to have enough evidence, otherwise we can't go forward.
But parties will first return to court on May 9th to let the judge know they are ready to begin selecting a jury. Defense attorney Jay Ariola and Dr. Akoma declined comment following today's hearing. We reported the charges were filed against Akoma last October, alleging he forced the woman to touch his genitals before sexually molesting her. His accuser previously telling KUAM, "I am still dealing with this trauma, and I pray that during the year no other person has been victimized by this predator who is a physician." Now, this isn't the first time the doctor has faced such allegations. Dr. Akoma was accused of making unwanted sexual advances towards women he worked with in California, Arkansas, and Texas. The Iowa Board of Medicine investigated, and Akoma reached a settlement agreement given a warning. He also then agreed to be chaperoned when seeing female patients. Akoma has since said those complaints were attempts by his ex-wife to discredit him, adding that he has not been arrested or charged with sexual assault or harassment. Meantime, Akoma remains freed ahead of his trial in this latest case. Julianne Hernandez, KUAM News.
We'll have more news in a moment.
Keep it here to KUAM, your leader in local news.
Want a real taste of New York? The classic New York pizza offers a big, bold taste that's a Guam favorite. It's handmade with 16 inches of foldable crust, a sweet marinara sauce, and your favorite topping. And at 30% larger than our large, classic New York pizza is only $10.99 for carryout. Bring together your family and friends for a classic New York pizza party. Each pizza is just $10.99 for carryout. Classic New York pizza. So close, you can taste it. Only at your Island Pizza Hut.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The all-new cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus in Mighty. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
Dude, KFC's Double Down is back?
Double down, double, double, double down. Chicken, chicken, bacon, chicken, chicken, cheese. Double down, double, double, double down.
Buy a Double Down on the KFC app until March 18th for early beta access to Diablo 4.
Welcome back to Primetime. A domestic violence incident involving a Department of Corrections officer prompts its commissioners to revisit the policy, allowing government-issued guns to be taken home off the job.
Regional correspondent Tomas Mengguetnia reports.
The CNMI Department of Corrections re-evaluating its policy on allowing officers to bring their guns home after one of them was charged with domestic violence. Corrections Officer Anthony Cruz facing charges of domestic violence, disturbing the peace, and assault with a dangerous weapon. According to a police press release on April 9, the 47-year-old was picked up by his girlfriend at the Department of Corrections after work when they started arguing about money on their way to their family compound. The report says that when they arrived, the officer took his government-issued firearm, pointing it at her and saying, "This is what you want?" Cruz is now detained at DOC. DPS says his firearm and 3 magazines and ammunition were confiscated as evidence, the incident prompting the new commissioner to take action.
Last week, Monday, I made the decision to recall all service-issued firearms. So, I'm still in the process of reviewing policy in regards pertaining to the firearms, with staff taking it home. And like I indicated with the other media, this is the first institution that I've worked for where staff can take home their service-issued firearms.
CNMI's Department of Corrections has 124 personnel who are given service-issued firearms after they're sworn in.
If you're not in a special unit or assignment, then all staff are, obligated to return it to the armory, and then the next day while they're on duty, if they're assigned to an escort trip or whatnot, then they can proceed to take their service-issued weapons.
Torres says the initial policy could have been from when DOC was under DPS. Meanwhile, Public Safety Chief Clement Bermudez told KUAM that police officers are allowed to bring their firearms home unless under investigation or disciplinary action. Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
The CNMI Democratic Party reorganized in their first meeting since the November election, where they took 7 seats across the legislature and Congress, but lost the gubernatorial race.
Regional correspondent Tomas Manglonia reports on the campaign road ahead as the NMI delegate calls for his seat to remain blue.
And I think we need to start moving again because those of us in Congress are starting to organize to retake the House, keep the Senate, and get President Biden re-elected to another 4 years in the White House.
Delegate Gregorio Sablan, the top Democrat in the NMI, opening the local party's first meeting since the November election, where 2 of its members were elected to the Senate and 4 to the House.
We need to make sure that this delegate position remains in a Democratic caucus in Congress. And there remains so much that we need to get done.
The delegate highlighting his work with Governor Arnold Palacios to address the NMI's deficit, the Democrats aligning themselves with independents to defeat Republicans and gain a new local coalition majority. Former Democratic candidate for Lieutenant Governor Leila Staffler was appointed to the new cabinet as a labor secretary after the INCTA Unity pledge during the runoff.
I definitely feel that a lot of the moves that they have been making are moves that Tina and I probably would have made ourselves with their directives, with cost-cutting measures and different ways to try and, stop the bleeding with respect to government spending.
The party elected over 20 members to its Central Executive Committee, which is expected to elect new party leadership soon.
Today, we look forward to the next election and the one after that and the one after that.
The CNMI's first governor, Carlos Camacho, also looking ahead.
I like to think that the independent is with us, but I don't know what's going to happen during the next election and all that, you see. So we're going to have to work hard.
Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
Now to some new digs in my home village of Inalahan. The community gathering at the site of the new basketball court near the Village Senior Center for a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority used federal funds to construct a new site for recreation for the southern community. Executive Director of GURA, Elizabeth Napoli.
It's a good day. It's a good day for Inalahan. It's a good day for GURA that we have one project again that is helping communities, with our mission, right, to strengthen families one project at a time.
Our Destiny crew's making some slam dunks there over the weekend, I hear, right, Des?
Oh, yeah.
It was through the work of the late Mayor Doris Lujan that the vision to build the new court became a reality. From the basketball court to the water, the southern village of Inalahan unveiling a newly renovated project just in time for the summer.
That's right. We saw many already taking a dive into the waters, enjoying the more than $250,000 upgrades. Here's more on the new Inalahan pool.
It's a gem and natural treasure glimmering in the southern village of Inalahan, attracting many from near and far for years. But the waters of Salaglula Pools, or Inalahan Pool, are valuable for more than its beauty, with rich history flowing through it. Inalahan resident Bill Paulino recalling his father, Juan Paulino's role in constructing the pool in the 1960s.
And one of the things that my dad said was, I pray to God that it's not going to close one day, but people will continue to do things to better it, and the spirit of Inafamolik, Inagwaja, Inagufli will continue. It would be an outlet for the continuity of those core values.
He's prideful while witnessing today's reopening of the newly renovated site, a hope realized with the help of Inalahan Mayor Anthony Chargloff, who championed the island community who can all enjoy its new features.
Resurrecting the diving board, which is now usable, the stairway that will now lead you up to the top, the overlook or the observation deck, and then the railings that have been placed all around the pool.
It's major changes that make a huge impact.
I remember before my wife and I got married, we used to come down here and just had a great time swimming.
Sparking up old memories.
People will come together here and just do a lot of, racing, a swimming race. And that was a lot of fun.
Growing up, we spent so much time coming out here as a family. As a child, I used to remember sometimes having to go to Sea City on my way home, jump in the pool, and take a little swim.
A swim here in paradise that's sure to bring new memories for generations to come.
Let's all take care. Everybody has a responsibility to take care of things.
All right,
I think that was a familiar face right there, right, on screen?
Yes, well, before we get to that, shout out to my papa and grandma down in Inalahan today. And now let's take a look at your world at home. Here's a view captured from Fort Apugan during the Agana Heights Coconut Festival held over the weekend.
Tuesday will be mostly cloudy, 30% chance of scattered rain.
Keep the smile on your face, the moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me, you can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Touchdown. Welcome to KUAM Sports. Let's see what our partners at Clutch Guam have for us today.
Here's the final score. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Mickey D's McCrispy, formerly known as the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, now has some respect on his name. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Real talk. The Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich should have been named Spicy McCrispy from jump. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Now for the latest and upcoming events happening on the island.
Let's check in with our Jason Salas, who has today's news bites.
Whether or not you brushed your teeth, we are giving you news bites where you can sink your molars into some amazing things that are happening around the island. And our friends at GCC are inviting you to their Mangilao campus for the latest student showcase and reverse job fair. Both graduates and employees are welcome to come and scout young, eager talent and organizational culture fits in a fun environment. Check out Link Up GCC on Instagram for the deets, as the kids say. Speaking of young people from the world of island sports, the best of the best Guam females to take the soccer field will compete for our island in the latest qualifier for the Under-17 Women's Asia Cup. It's going to be held next year in Indonesia, so make plans to come up here to Harmon and cheer on our girls this Saturday as we take on the Philippine national team. Then on Monday, we host a very, very formidable team from Lebanon. Go Guam! We support you. All right. And get fired up and pull a truck for autism. That is a partnership between the Guam Fire Department and autism community together. Shout out to our friend Joe Bloss and her very, very amazing work. It's going to be held Sunday the 30th from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Dedido Sports Complex. I told you awesome things are happening at the Dedido Sports Complex. So come up to the northern part of the island and enjoy some amazing sports. And make sure to check us out on the Hotspot each and every weekday. Peacock, YouTube, Facebook, KUAM TV8. Back to you guys.
It's birthday wishes time.
That's right. Let's see what you all shared on KUAM.com. Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts.
Happy Monday. Okay, no one has a case of the Mondays here on the show, all right? And Monday means you go back to school, you see your classmates, you see your coworkers, and they hopefully all said happy birthday, especially if you are David Uggan. Happy birthday. We wish you love, we wish you happiness, and most especially, we wish you good health. We love you, says Familian Uggan. Happy birthday, Mr. David. Alyssa Parsons, happy birthday to my wife, our first birthday celebration as a married couple. Congratulations, Alyssa and her husband. Today's a special day celebrating you, so enjoy the limelight, my love. Aww. We hope you guys have a wonderful birthday celebration. And we got some belated birthday wishes, but remember, say happy birthday to these people as well. Happy birthday number 8 to Amber Regis, and to our sweet Amber, we love you so, so much, and hope you enjoy your special day. Your family sends you all the love, and they're very, very proud of you. Happy birthday, Bobby Jean Leon Guerrero. Your family is equally as proud of you, and they celebrate you. Zanaya Villanueva, happy belated birthday, my baby, with many more to come. Your families say they love you. Alicia Adelbai, happy belated birthday to Miss Alicia, and please stay blessed. We love you very, very much. Say all your friends and family. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, a big heart emoji. You know, like the one that reflects? That super, super nice one. To Zita San Augustine, birthday blessings to you, Zita. Your family says simply, we love you.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Stay safe and have a great night.
KUAM News Hotspot is presented by Calvo Enterprises, Inc. All right, everybody, Hafa and welcome to the Hotspot. It is Monday. We are back to work, and we are coming in hot because hence the name of the show. You see what we did there? That's kind of what we do here. We are bringing you all of the awesome things that are happening around our island, and there are a lot of it. So let's give you the menu and show you what we are working on today. It is quite the eventful morning down south in beautiful Inalahan, as our Destiny Cruise is there with a live report from a couple of ribbon cuttings. Those are always fun. The University of Guam Theater is presenting its production of Pride and Prejudice. We will talk to an actor and the director coming right up. So fans of the stage, stay tuned. Stagecraft coming right up. And weather trivia. We've got a game for you today. So if you are a weather watcher, make sure to stay tuned because Landon is standing by and we are going to show you what's going on. But first, we are going live and we are taking you about, 18 miles down the road. And we will get to Destiny. We will get to Destiny very, very short. But tell you what, we are flying off the handle, operating without a net here. I told Madison and Shannon, they are the director and one of the actors in Pride and Prejudice. We're just going in now. You were supposed to be like about 10 minutes from now, but no time like the present, right?
Nothing like improv, yeah.
Yeah, improv. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. So welcome back, Madison. Very good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And Shannon, it has been quite some time, but you are always welcome here.
Thank you.
So very nice.
You.
Okay.
Happy to be here.
And so Pride and Prejudice, Madison, of course, you wear many, many hats for that production, not the least of which the director. And Shannon is playing the role of Mary.
Mary Bennett.
Mary Bennett. Very, very nice. Okay, so if we may start with the performer.
Of course.
Madam Director, if you may. So Shannon, set us up with context. Who is Mary? What is her personality? And as a thespian, what kind of challenges does she present to try and capture her essence?
She is one of the most unique members of her whole Bennett family. She stands out amongst all of them. It is a period show. I feel like, okay, for me personally, I really identify with Mary, and I don't know if that's just how much Madison really knows me so well after everything, but she's a musician, she loves to read, she's not so interested in finding a husband.
She's a pianist, right? And
Yes.
among the many instruments that you play, yeah.
Yeah.
You also play piano, as I understand.
do play piano.
You also play violin and numerous things, yeah.
I have, yes,
Yeah.
I have.
By the way, shout out to your family, because I'm very, very good friends with your family. You have music in your blood. Literally, your DNA is the gift of music. So, and it's nice to see that
Thank
that's
you
all.
for saying that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
And
saying that.
it's wonderful to see that someone as talented as you, your talents also extend to the stage. Okay, so Madison, when Shannon auditioned, as I understand, open audition, so no one was saying, I want to play specifically Mary, I'm going to read for this part and everything. You just basically come in and do your best, but you saw the character of Mary captured in Shannon, right?
Yeah, so the auditions, everyone has the chance to say, I'm interested in this, particular role, but Shannon was really open. And it was so interesting that we were doing joint auditions for Tomorrow Play Festival, and the other director was considering Shannon and eventually cast Shannon as Matapang in one of the shows, as I was considering him for Mary Bennett. And those two characters could not be more different, but Shannon has such incredible range.
Well, I've been called Matapang many, many times, but I've never played Matapang.
So yeah, it was just really exciting to see this actor come in who can do so many things and offers just really wonderful stage presence and magic. And yeah, it was a perfect fit.
Very nice. And Shannon, I love how you capture that, because you said it's a period piece. Jane Austen, not the easiest material to convey as an actor and everything. So what is so challenging, not only the period, but the language, the dialect, and also, the costumes even?
Well, I feel like we could say that about Shakespeare too.
Good point.
It's Kate Hamill, so it's not a purely, the language isn't as, it's still as witty and as intelligent as Jane Austen, but it is.
Oh, that's right. Madison would say it's a more contemporary version.
Yeah,
it's modernized slightly, right? But
still just as fun and just
thematically, it's still that hasn't changed at all.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah. The play is still set in the early 1800s. You still get Regency vibes and the costumes and the way of things. But the playwright Kate Hamill, who's adapted it, she really enjoys looking at the games of love. She brings the language into a more contemporary place, even though we're still setting it in the early 1800s. And she enjoys the theatricality of it and the highbrow and the lowbrow humor. So there's lots that she does to make Austin feel really exciting and a little different than people may be used to.
And I never read Pride and Prejudice before this, or I've watched the movie. I never really immersed myself in the Jane Austen world. I didn't know that she had other novels from different, and probably learned about it in high school. Mr. Orlin.
Hey, you always got to shout out the teachers, the ones that shaped you.
Yeah.
And certainly, hopefully, Miss Madison is doing that to not only yourself, but also to the rest of the cast.
Absolutely.
Okay, Madison, speaking of, tell us how large is not only the cast, but also the backstage crew and, the people that are doing, sound and lighting and, because those people work equally as hard.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got a cast of 13, and then I think our production team is around the same size when you count all the designers and the crew who work the show, and then our stage management team. So yeah, all told, we have a room full of about 30 people. And yeah, they're a good group. They have been working very hard. We're in Tech Week. Tonight's our first dress rehearsal. There's a lot going on, and I think it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful show.
Well, you've had several shows now, Madison, under your belt, in your time at UOG. You've got a very, very diverse and deep amount of experience in the theater. So now having, been a part of like Guam's theater community and everything, what do you see as far as the passion for acting and for storytelling and, again, classic stories as well as more contemporary modern ones?
I mean, my favorite thing about the Guam theater community is that the focus is on each other and really holding each other up. It feels so positive, and that is not, unfortunately, always the case in various pockets of theater. They care deeply about telling the story and making art that matters to the community without being clouded by ego or competition. And so I just really enjoy being in the space with those people because they love each other so much, and I think they have fun together, and then that fun translates on stage. So it just feels like a really pure, room to make art in. Everyone is there for the right reasons because they want to tell a story and be together.
Very nice. So short version, Guam's got a lot of talent, no divas though.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. There's a really good group of people,
you can be very into your art without being a diva and without being silly about it.
Absolutely, they're so kind and they are so talented. I mean, I think that people are going to be really swept away by some of the performances.
Well, Shannon, if I may, I use that word deliberately, silly, right? Because not silly in the dramatic sense and everything, but you mentioned comedy, right? And for someone who you're used to doing performance art as a musician, someone who can play a character. Comedy is very often said it's really, really hard to pull off, even if you have classical training. So how challenging is that, or is it just is it no problem? Because I said that matapang line and everything. If I was using that right now, I would have died on stage.
I've got the perfect answer, and I learned this from her. That
Madison's a very funny person.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, she's so But even for me, as an actor, sometimes I would worry about wanting to be funny, and make sure that I come off as funny. But as my job as an actor is the script is already funny if you know how it's written and everything. And if I just deliver what my job as an actor is to deliver, hopefully how I'm supposed to deliver it, hopefully people will laugh.
There you go. You are but a vessel, huh? And a very, very competent one, I must say. Okay, now what do you feel, being a member of this 13-person cast, what are you taking away from your fellow performers as far as, what they bring to the table? And then what do you also offer them? And do you give any, mentorship to maybe, younger actors or people that are just getting into the craft?
Yeah, there's a lot of potential amongst my friends. Sorry, what was the first part of your question?
Yeah, what are you taking away from what lessons are they teaching you as an actor?
I have been a part of plays before, but this is the first one where I really feel like it's a real ensemble piece, because not everybody has really long monologues or anything like that. It's a long conversation and it's quick, and that's where I feel like, I do need to step it up, because there's no small parts, and yeah, it's really a real ensemble piece, and everybody's working at the same. Everybody, it's a conversation.
That's very cool, Madison. I didn't realize that maybe, would you say the tempo was very, very brisk, and maybe almost this would lead to again, taking a more recent example, some of the Aaron Sorkin stuff.
Yes. So I would say like this falls almost into the world of screwball comedy. Like it does move like a pace. So there's romance, absolutely, but it is meant to be approached with the level of energy and irreverence. It's got a lot of wit and quickness to it.
Okay, so when you're in the audience, and we highly suggest that you do make plans to be part of that, feel free to laugh as loud as you want, because the timing, the delivery, and everything like that, it's all about evoking a very specific reaction, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about Pride and Prejudice and about most of Jane Austen's novels is that, and certainly of Kate Hamill's adaptations, is that the act of falling in love is like one of the most ridiculous things that we do. There's like a lot of silliness and there's a lot to laugh at.
No one ever gets it right.
Yeah, and so like there are moments of this that I think feel really human and deep and touching, but it's like being in a bouncy castle. Like this play is like we move through moments of like shame, deep shame, and then bounce immediately out of it into some like hilarious release from that shame. And it just like it moves through that sort of romantic comedy world with like a heavy dose of comedy and a heavy dose of human spirit.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Shakespeare himself couldn't have said that any better. Did I tell you she was not hysterical, boys and girls? Like a bouncy castle.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a wonderful experience to have. So, Shannon, can you let people know that now we've set up everything? Where can people get tickets, and when is opening night?
Opening night is this Thursday. Doors open at 6:30. You can get tickets online or at the door. What time is the booth open?
So actually, yeah, we can't get tickets online.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Tickets are only at the door, cash only. But yeah, so doors open at 6:30. You can call. There's a number on a poster and on the screen, I think, where you can call to reserve in advance, but cash only at the door to pay for them.
There we go. And if you are a Triton, of course, you get in for free, because that's one of the benefits of going to college. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, and this is absolutely, I would say, if you're a student of, if your major's in one of the humanities, even if you're more like a more rigid discipline, like a business major, an engineering school and everything, there's still a lot you're going to be able to take away from this and really think about and really apply in your own life.
Yeah, it's a great night, honestly. Like, you'll just have a really fun time. You'll probably feel your feelings and laugh really hard. If you have someone you want to ask out on a date, this is a great opportunity.
Dave, this is great for college, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, Shannon, we'd like the final word to be yours. What are you looking forward to heading into, when you finally lights go down, curtain goes up, the stage is yours. What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to taking everybody, all of us taking everybody on to a completely different world, especially if you saw the Tremor Play Festival. That was really home and here, and now hopefully let's go have some fun and go to a completely different world and have fun also.
Very nice. And I'm sure, Madison, you would agree wholeheartedly. That is the point of any entertainment, specifically for the stage, is they're taking you on a journey and like really giving you like this amazing experience.
Absolutely, yeah. We're all going to travel together and have some fun, find out some things about ourselves, and laugh really hard.
Your own resume of the number of productions that you have been a part of is so impressive. So thank you for introducing this to old farts like me, but also to a new generation of people that are really discovering like what true entertainment is.
Thank you.
All
like
right.
Me.
There you go. All right. So Madison Scott and Shannon St. Nicholas. Thanks, guys. All right, and we will be back with more Hotspot. We might even hang out with Shannon and Madison some more. We'll see right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Watch KUAM TV 8 live on Peacock. Check out our live channel, NBC shows, live sports original programming, movies, plus so much more. Visit peacocktv.com/local or download the app and subscribe today.
Inalahan, Making My Home in You is much more than lyrics to a wonderful, wonderful song that all of us here, like at KUM, really, really love. It's also a pledge and a promise to the hospitality of the good folks in the Southern Village. And there is a lot going on today, this morning, in fact, for ribbon cuttings and openings of new facilities that really make the wonderful Southern Village of Inalahan and its people and the culture down there really feel like home. So let's now go to the KUM News Zoom room, where our Destiny Cruz is standing by in the South, and she is covering what's going on down south. Hi, Des.
Half a day, everybody. You are joining us today for the opening of the Inalahan basketball court right behind me. I'm speaking a little bit softer today because there is a ceremony happening right now, and it's a busy day here in Inalahan. They are opening 2 new recreational facilities, basically for the community to enjoy. We have the opening of the Inalahan pool for so many people to enjoy, as well as this new basketball court right behind me. It's so exciting. I'm so excited to see it open. Actually, me and my family actually got to play at the court yesterday before it opened, so I'm really excited for the rest of the community to get in there and play. The mayor also announced that there will be some basketball programs that will be happening throughout the summer, so this is an amazing thing for the community to come and partake in. And again, there is a ceremony happening right behind us. Many of the Inalahan community has come. Many officials have come to celebrate and open this new basketball court. So we're going to pan over and we're going to see the opening remarks that right now they're giving at the ceremony.
This project's completion was also made possible with the time and energy of Gura staff, which I really want to commend for seeing it through. Also with JJ Global for them being patient, Mayor Charla.
All right, so you guys saw it right here. This is the grand opening of the new Inalahan basketball court. So many exciting things to come, including recreational activities, memories to be made. So again, we'll see you guys soon and hopefully down here playing. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Destiny. Sujus Masi, and congratulations to the good folks of Inalahan. And if you're a sports guy like me, you know the history of Southern sports. A lot of good basketball players came out of Inalahan, and great to see that that tradition is now going to continue. The Inalahan Hawks, volleyball program, basketball program. They've got some men and women down there that can really, really play, and now they've got a very, that's an impressive court. I really, really like that. So congratulations, and we'll have some more of that tonight on Primetime. All right, please stay tuned because we are doing weather trivia. The one and only Landon Idlet with the Guam National Weather Service is standing by, and we are going to get to that after this break.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The all-new cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app, and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus in Mighty. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
KUAM TV 8 is now streaming on Peacock.
Live.
Get your local news,
Half a Day, I'm Matsuki Hariyama.
and favorite local shows, plus your favorite NBC shows, live sports, new movies, and so much more. All in one place.
All that and KUAM News too?
That's right.
Even my show too?
Yes! For your smart TV, computer, or even phone. Any way you watch for less than $10 per month. Visit peacocktv.com/local or download the app and start streaming today.
Part of the mission statement of this show is we like to keep things positive and, have a little fun. And that's what we're doing right now. So we're going to go back by way of Zoom to Landon Idlet. He is our guy with everything weather, and we are playing some weather trivia and some news for those of you who like weather events that aren't exactly frequent, but nonetheless cool. So let's go now. Landon is there. Landon's got that wonderful neon sign over his right shoulder. No such thunderstorms and rain clouds lately. It's been very, very hot, very good island weather. Landon, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too, Jason. It's good to be back. I was off island for the last 3 weeks attending some training sessions at the National Weather Service Training Center in Kansas City, Missouri. And then I hopped around a couple states to visit some friends and family back home in Kentucky and North Carolina. And now I'm back. So it's my first day back in the job, and it is a super busy one. My desk is covered in papers and documents and reports to be filing over the next 6 hours.
Well, bless this message. Man, you and your friends at the National Weather Service go out to Kansas City for so often for training. I would say like the two permanent residents of Kansas City at this point are you and Patrick Mahomes.
Isn't that the truth? And of course, people ask why Kansas City? Well, that's the National Weather Service Central Region headquarters, which is also co-located with the training center for all of the National Weather Service. So we have forecasters and meteorologists and other positions, electronic technicians and administrative support services. They're all going to Kansas City for weeks at a time for a variety of training courses. And so that is where many people across the agency are going. I saw a number of folks from the Guam office, American Samoa, and Hawaii over the last couple of weeks over there in Kansas City. And I met some people from Micronesia who work in other capacities in the Kansas City area. So we do have locals to our Western Pacific region that live in Kansas City, and it was nice to connect with some of them as I met them on the street, literally.
Well, tell you what, while you were gone, we had really, really good weather here. But one thing I noticed, Len, is, I get up early and I go out, like just after daybreak, and I actually go and do some cardio around my neighborhood. But I can see that we've had almost a full moon, very, very visible, even like after the sun comes up and everything like that. So does that mean anything?
Well, it just means you have beautiful mornings with clear skies, and so it's been very dry out there. I think my first week in Kansas City, we had significant rainfall here in Guam. I think one of my coworkers mentioned we had over a half foot of rain in a 24-hour period. And so I missed a lot of rainfall, I think, that first week that I was in Kansas City. But it's since been very dry out there, and that's what we're going to be looking at the next couple of days. We do have a trade wind disturbance that will be shifting our way by Tuesday night. Let me turn my camera around right quick, and I'll get to my other screen shortly. But it's just a typical trade wind pattern out there, not much to speak of. Just these little spotty trade wind showers, enough to get things wet and then move right on off. So if you have a garden like I do and you're trying to give them sustaining moisture, this will not be enough to do that. So you want to make sure you're watering your plants out there. Otherwise, the blackness of dry is what we're seeing on the Doppler weather radar out there. Let me switch over to our satellite imagery to see what's out there on the bigger picture. Just a typical trade wind pattern. Nothing to speak of. Get a little bit of a buildup of clouds coming off the island. That's our little bit of an island effect, clouds and convection. Nothing significant there, just maybe some lingering light showers pushing off of Erodi Point. Typical when we have these northeast trades across the region, but farther east, we have that trade wind disturbance that's developing along 150 east longitude and eastward. Most of the thunderstorms are along this axis and may pass just near or south of Guam around Tuesday night. This will be pushing westward toward the Mariana Islands Tuesday night. So we do see an uptick of showers tomorrow, scattered showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. That could linger into Wednesday, depending on the timing that all of this can push through. The big question in the world of weather at this point is, what's that stuff in Eastern Micronesia? So a lot of eyes are on this area down here near Pohnpei, Kosrae, east of Chuuk, and all the way into the relic chain of the Marshall Islands. That's the western chain in which Kwajalein Atoll is found. This is a broad tropical disturbance that's been spinning up, and some of the models try to spin up some degree of a circulation. They're not all models are on board with that, so it's highly speculative at this time. But the bottom line at this point is there are periods of showers and thunderstorms and locally heavy rainfall, very likely for Pohnpei, Kosrae, and many of the surrounding islands. And that's going to be the trend for the next couple of days down there across eastern and central Micronesia. Is that a threat for us in Guam and the CNMI? It's too early to say. Chances are this would be something we have to watch, but nothing to worry about at this point. Not until we start seeing some development that may or may not occur. And once we see some consistency in the numerical forecast models, which may or may not occur. So we're going to be seeing these systems develop from time to time. That's just typical for our region. That's where we have to watch it closely. But again, the bottom line with this situation are the impacts that are ongoing right now. The locally heavy rainfall, the showers, the thunderstorms, and brief gusty winds, especially for the folks that are traveling by small boat between islands across the area. This is Pohnpei right there and Kosrae right there. So this is highly pulsating with the showers. They pulse upwards and then they start dissipating. This will be the theme over at least the next 2 to 3 days.
Well, you know what,
Forecast models
Landon,
do show
very
this.
few
Go
things
ahead.
actually show up on your radar, either metaphorically or literally, right? And you're a man who doesn't get surprised by much, but even you had no idea that there, as I understand it, there's going to be a solar eclipse later on this week, right? Surprise.
Yeah, we do have a solar eclipse later on this week, and I'm going to get to that very shortly, which our forecast does look favorable for viewing opportunities. That's going to be Thursday afternoon, and thank you, Joshua and Tinian, for bringing that to my attention. I just got onto the island and I missed our social media post. So go to U.S. National Weather Service Guam Facebook page. One of our forecasters posted that several days ago to our page. This is what we're looking at. This is going to be a partial solar eclipse. And you can also go check out the timeanddate.com webpage for all the eclipse information. But it's going to be a partial solar eclipse Thursday afternoon. It's going to be beginning around 2:11 p.m. on Thursday with maximum eclipse right about 60% coverage. This will not be a total solar eclipse, but it will be a partial for us here on Guam. The totality will be farther to the south, closer to the equator. So places like Koshrai may see the brunt of it if the weather clears up down there. But that disturbance that's going to be drifting slowly northward, and then it may fizzle or it may come together. We'll be watching that closely. So that, again, that disturbance is nothing to be concerned about unless you're susceptible to heavy showers and thunderstorms in Micronesia.
Okay, so looking good for now. Len, I know we were going to try and do trivia. Let's hold that until like next week because we want to give you like enough time because we have a really, really cool trivia contest. Tell your friends, everybody, when we get together with Landon next Monday, we're going to do some weather trivia. So get your thinking caps on. As for right now, we got to go to commercial break. So Landon, we'll see you next time.
Absolutely. See you soon, Jason.
All right. Thanks so much, man. Stay tuned. We're back after this.
Howdy, folks. Nobody loves a Guam potluck more than I do. That's why I always bring my world-famous chicken, served any way you like it. Original recipe, extra crispy tenders, Kentucky Fried Wings, and more. Only at KFC Guam. Whoops. Well, it is finger-licking good.
The KUAM Care Force, in partnership with the UOG Center for Island Sustainability, Guam Green Growth, and UOG Sea Grant, is proud to present a series of Sustainability Matters features all Earth Month long, including a special team series on KUAM News Hotspot, showcasing sustainable living tips and special programs from Guam Green Growth, useful tips on KUAM Digital, awareness messages on the stations of KUAM, weekly roundups of groups in the community contributing to a greener Guam. Plus, from April 11th through 13th, will feature comprehensive coverage of the 2023 Conference on Island Sustainability, including live shots from the event on KUAM News Hotspot and recaps on KUAM TV and digital platforms. Let's make April a catalyst for changing our wasteful and harmful habits and living a sustainable, eco-conscious life.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are going to wrap the show up, but not before we get to a round of news bites. We're showing you what's happening on the island. Our friends at GCC are inviting you and I to their Mingilao campus for their latest student showcase and reverse job fair next week. Graduates and employers are welcome to come and check out young, eager talent and organizational culture fits in a fun environment. Please check out Link Up GCC on Instagram. From the world of sports, we're getting back to sport. Man, you can never have enough sports news here on the island. The best Guam females to take the soccer field will compete for our island in the latest qualifying match for the Under-17 Women's Asia Cup. It'll be held in Indonesia next year, so plan to come up here to Harmon. Come up to Harmon. It's a wonderful village. It's our home. And make sure to cheer on the young ladies as we take on the Philippine national team at the GFA field. Then on Monday again, we will host a formidable team from Lebanon. That Lebanese national team, very, very good. So come on here and cheer on our local girls. And get fired up and pull up a truck for autism. That is specifically the partnership between the Guam Fire Department and Autism Community Together. Our very good friend Jo Blas and her very fine work. It's going to be held on Sunday the 30th from 3 to 7 at the Dedido Sports Complex. Did I tell you that we are keeping it here, positive here on the show? And did I tell you that there's a lot going on?